Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. I'm so excited you're joining me today. I've got 3 fun projects to share with you. Not this one, but I was thinking about this one. We are going to use the Hey Birthday Chick to make a different card. Listen, you guys, the last chance list was posted. And if you don't know what that is, the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog is getting ready to retire. And Stampin' Up! Has announced all the things that are not going to continue. So they call that retiring. And there are some discounts on some of the last chance items. Now, everything is available while supplies last. And I have to tell you that there's already a whole handful of stamp sets that have already sold out. And that answers the question, are they going to be while supplies last? Because in the past years, sometimes stamp sets were not right away while supplies last. And they were kind of guaranteed until later, closer to the catalog period. However, with all the issues, even though the stamp sets are made here in the United States, they're made in Utah by Stampin' Up!, it's still just such a with the shipping and the trucking, and there's still issues that affect it. And so the stamp sets are while supplies last along with everything else. So if you've been eyeing something, do not wait. Do not wait to get it. Now, I have to tell you as well, if you're shopping and you're looking at some last chance stuff, there is a very subtle difference in lingo. And so I have to tell you now the difference. Okay. So if you put in an item number and it says this item has been discontinued and is no longer available, that means that it's completely sold out and it's gone. However, if you put in an item number and you get a message that says this item cannot currently be ordered. Okay, so do you see the difference? This item has been discontinued and this item cannot be currently ordered. That means that they're getting more in stock and it's not completely sold out. Okay, so whether you're a demonstrator ordering an OAX or if you're in the online store, pay attention to the difference in the messaging because it does make a difference. I know that there is a stamp set and some ink refills that are coming up as not orderable, but they are still coming back and have more that are coming in. So like the Just Jade ink is completely sold out, but the Misty Moonlight ink refill is coming back. Like they have more that's coming. So I just wanted to give you that little tip. If you're not sure and you're putting something in and you don't know what it means, you can always send me a message and I'd be happy to help you get it figured out. It's going to be a little crazy because we still have 5 weeks of the annual catalog. And so there's going to be a lot of things that are going to sell out. Now, I made this easy to read version of the last chance list, and I'm going to keep it up to date. I was just going on and I'm going to make them pink when they're sold out. So later on tonight, I'll upload a newer version of the list that shows all the things that have sold out so far. But oh my gosh, look at all of this yellow. There is so much that's on sale. Over 130 items are marked down up to 50% off. And a lot of the things that are marked off are punches and dies, embossing folders, ribbon, like, oh my gosh. And that's where the big discounts are with the dies and the punches. So tonight I'm going to show you some of my favorites. And we're gonna make some cards. So should we just jump in? Oh, I'm so glad you guys are joining me. I was a little worried about our screen being off, but I'm not seeing any comments about it being funky. So I think we're good. I'm so glad that you're here. Please say hello to everybody. Let us know what you're doing tonight. I just saw Christina's message. She's at work again, so we're gonna be in her pocket. Oh, all right. I'm gonna start with the birthday chick because as I was looking through the list, I saw, okay, that's the Blossom and Bloom. Let's see, go. Oh, here we go. Okay, Hey Birthday Chick. Okay, this stamp set is on sale, 20% off, so it's $16.80. But the dies are also on sale. I'm going to see if I can just highlight it here. The Birthday Chick dies are 50% off and that is $13.50. So that is huge discount on getting the stamps and the dies. And I have really loved these. Many of you probably have them already, but if you don't, you should consider this one. It's really fun, really cute. I'm surprised we didn't really have any of the animal swap cards using this set because it is just so much fun. Actually, it reminds me, you probably know that there was a Hey Chick stamp set, and then this is the Hey Birthday Chick. Well, if you remember this little piggy stamp set that we had a few years ago, there's a new this birthday piggy in the new annual catalog. I'm so excited about that because I loved those pigs. They were just so stinking cute. So here's a card. I'm not making this today, but I just love the way it turned out. I used the tailored tag punch, one of my favorite punches that's retiring. I'm seriously like, I'm so wrecked about that. I'm so sad that the tailored tag punch is going away. So the tailored tag punch is what I used for the background on this card, and I also used the Brights color paper. Okay, so all of the color families, these 6x6 paper packs that have like monochromatic patterns in each of the colors, that's what I used for this card. And all of those color packs, the neutrals, the regals, the brights, the subtles, the in colors, all of those are discounted. So the brights is 40% off, $6.90 for that paper pack. So this is a really fun thing that, like, I was looking tonight for the card that we're going to make. I was looking for something that had, Mango Melody. I was trying to find a designer paper that had Mango Melody, and I really couldn't think of anything. So I got out my paper pack and I punched a little Mango Melody circle. So I love that you can just kind of have all the colors that you need right there in that paper pack. So there's going to be some new patterns that are coming out, but you know, if you like these paper packs, get them now while they're 40% off, and you can make all kinds of cards with them. Okay, so let's get started. As usual, I'm a little last minute in my preparation, and so I don't have my stamps on the block yet. I'm so sorry. So we're gonna do that really quick. We're using I love this chick with the balloon. So the balloon is floating up and the balloon is tied to the chicken's tail and kind of carrying the chicken up. And then we have this other fun little chick who is dancing because why not? If you're celebrating, of course you're going to be dancing. And then we're going to do some confetti. And we have a Let's Celebrate You and Happy Birthday. So let's grab these out. Okay, so if you've already seen the last chance list, and if you haven't, I'll make sure to put the link in the video description. If you have seen it, I would love to hear what you're excited about getting with all the discounts, or maybe what are you sad that is leaving and being retired. I hope that you have a chance to get all the things that you want before they go away, because otherwise that would be kind of sad. We're going to use some Memento Black ink for this card today. And this is a Z-fold card. So my card base is 5.5 by 8.5. And I scored it at 4 1/4 and also at 2 1/8. So this is going to fold back like this for a classic Z-fold card. And then I've got some pieces here. I've got two sets because we're going to have one on the front and one on the inside. And these measurements are 3 inches by 4 1/4 for the white and 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 for the Mango Melody. And I'll put those in the video description so that you can check that out. I did do a little die cutting ahead of time. I die cut a little fence, and I have a strip of Melon Mambo to go across. The strip of Melon Mambo is 1 by 3 3/4 inches. And then I have another strip. We're going to use that to die cut some accessory pieces that I don't have done ahead of time. So let's get those dies out. We're going to use the streamer and the bow. And we also are going to use the dies to die cut the chicks. I love all these other accessory dies. We have the little seed bag and happy birthday, the fence, a little chick, and then some hay. And then dies to cut out the other stamped images. Now, I used to have a whole bunch of samples using this set, but I actually gave them all away and sent them. I've been really efficient with sending my cards recently, and so I tried to pull out all the ones that I had from the retiring list, and I realized that I don't have a lot of samples because so many of them were already sent. I'm missing my form. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to use the mini cut and emboss machine really quick to, I guess I should have stamped first, whatever. We'll get it back out. The mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is on sale right now in March. It's $60 normally, and in March you can get it for $48. And I have to tell you, I did kind of say this last time, but now that I've seen the catalog, I can tell you for sure that the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine will go up in price to $63. And so that means it's an even better deal because the price is going to go up in the new catalog. You're definitely going to want to take advantage of this 20% off price right now in March. So that ends March 31st, which, gosh, is coming up like in a week. So make sure that you get your mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I just love it because it's handy. It doesn't take up a lot of space on the table. So if you don't have a lot of space in your home or you like to travel with it, maybe you're going to take it over to a friend's house or, take it to a crop or something like that. It's nice to have that little size. Do you need both the little one and the big one? No. If you have the big one and you're happy with it, there's really not a need for the small one. If you don't have either one, the little one is kind of a nice way to get started. I know, Carmen. I did put it away. Oh my gosh, I lost the little bow. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember who sent me their die. Someone sent me their bow tie die because I had lost mine and it still never did turn up. Lost forever. I don't know what it got stuck onto or under, but it never did turn up. It was very, 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 very sad. All right, we're going to do our stamping, and I'm using Memento ink because I'm going to color with the Stampin' blends. Now, I don't know if there is a Melon Mambo Stampin' blend, or maybe there is and I just don't have it, but I did not have it on my shelf. So I pulled out the Magenta Madness to color the balloon. And that is obviously retiring because Magenta Madness is retiring, but it's actually on sale. The Magenta Madness Stamping Blends are on sale for 40% off. So it's kind of a bright pink, but I sort of love it. And I sort of love the Stampin' blends. I do have a problem with the cardstock. I feel like the cardstock is like such a weird color. Oh my gosh, now that I'm doing this, I'm like, it is so dark or so bright. I'm using the light first, and then I'm going to go around mostly down here and kind of blend that. So I'm going to start with the dark. Well, I started with the light, I added the dark, and then I'm going to kind of blend that some more and leave just like a little bit of that open. Once I start layering, it's not so bad. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, which is the color of the card base, and I'm going to color, same thing, I'm going to start with the light one and kind of go all over, and then add the dark to add some kind of highlights. I'm going to leave the feathers at the top and the feathers on the head. I'm going to leave those white. I don't know. I just wanted to have a little bit of difference in color. And again, we don't have a mango Stampin' blend, but we're going to use the light pumpkin pie, and I think that is going to be close enough. So I'm doing the beak and the feet, and also let's see, the feathers up here. And this guy as well. And then the rest of him is going to be Daffodil. Do you guys like coloring with the Stampin' blends? I wasn't a big fan. You know, I don't love to color, but I'm really coming around. And I love that the blends make it so easy because there aren't lines. Like I feel like it really blends very nicely. And so it makes it easy to color by going kind of where the difference between the light and the dark on this marker is really bright. So I'm just going to kind of go back and try to blend that a little more so it's not so dark. And I realized we got the little edge of the balloon. Okay, I'm ready to put these through. I'm going to use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and so I'm only going to be able to do one at a time. So let's get that back out. Move our markers aside. And last time we talked about this, and so in case you didn't see last time, if you're having some trouble with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, like with the plates not going through, I have found that it really helps to kind of start with one corner. So I'm like leading with this corner in, and then it seems to catch a lot better and it kind of straightens itself out. So if you're having some problems, I know Stampin' Up! In the past has said to stagger the plates a little bit, like this. I saw somebody said that they have luck lining them up exactly, like matching them up like that, but that didn't work for me. I still was having problems with it catching. So I found though the corner trick pretty much always works. So if you're having trouble, try the corner, and where you're just kind of putting in, leading with a corner, and that just gives it something to hold on to, I found. And then once it starts coming in, then it's okay. All right, quick poll. How many of you have the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine? Do you have this little one at home? And if you do, have you named her? You know, mine is Lucy. And I'm sure I've asked you guys before, but now, since it's been on sale, I know a lot more of you have been getting the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So leave a comment, let me know. Do you have this one? And if so, have you named her? Or him? I guess your machine could be a him. Okay, our card is almost ready to put together. I'm gonna do some assembly, I think. Well, let's do some stamping. I have to stamp the sentiments, and I'm also gonna stamp that confetti, and we're going to use some mango melody for that. Okay, so mango, we're gonna do some confetti at the top. I love how it just kind of adds a little, just like a little celebration here. So we're gonna do happy birthday on the inside. Perfect. And then we're gonna do let's celebrate you in the upper corner of the front piece. Put that aside. Now we're gonna do some layering, and we're gonna get our card put together. So I'm using the Stampin' Seal adhesive. Let's start with this one. I'll put the measurements in the video description for this card in case you missed them when I started at the beginning. Just kind of a really fun Z-fold card. This is a little bit crooked. Just a minor adjustment. Okay, that looks straighter. Oh, Michelle says she has it and you don't want to know the name. Oh, I'm sorry you're having trouble getting it to work correctly. I was just visiting with Chris Anderson and she was having trouble too, so she had named hers Trouble. But we were able to get it kind of figured out, and that corner trick really that really worked for Chris. The other thing that I've heard, and when Chris and I were working, it worked pretty well. This gray plate is supposed to be for embossing folders. But it's about the same thickness as the white regular base. And so if you're having trouble, the trouble may have to do with your white base kind of curving, you know, and I see like a really slight curve here, but I don't use my mini a lot, mostly on camera. So these are my original plates. You might try using the gray plate instead and see if that sandwich works a little bit better. I can't remember who left a comment with that tip, but it worked really well for Chris and I when we were working on her machine this week. All right, I'm using a little bit of liquid glue to adhere the fence down, and this is going to go across the card front. And then I have our circle, which is going to kind of go like this. And I'm going to do this down with, I love this one because I feel like it looks kind of like streamers. So I'm going to put that like this. And we're going to do some more liquid glue on this tiny little die cut streamer. Don't need a whole lot, just a couple little tiny dots. And this is going to go across here. Now, if you recognize these cards, or this card in particular, this was one of the designs that I used for my Stamp of the Month Club card kit featuring the Hey Birthday Chick. So this was last spring, I think. So it was about a year ago, and I actually have a couple kits left. So if you're interested in making cards like this and getting the Hey Birthday Chick bundle with this awesome price on the last chance list, then let me know, and I would be happy to tell you about the extra card kit. I think I have 2 of them. Little tiny dot. This bow is so small, but I love the little detail it adds to our chick inside. I'm going to use some, you know what, I think I'm just going to use regular adhesive on that. I'm going to start by putting our inside piece down in the center. And by starting with the inside piece, I can better line up the front piece. So we're going to start inside first, and then we're going to work out. And I'm going to use some regular adhesive since it is on the inside. And I love just hanging that over just a tiny little bit. Like, I feel like it just sort of really sets the scene. Okay, then we're going to close this, and the front is going to come on, and it's going to cover that hanging bit because we have a little hanging over here. And you can line this up to go right over the top of that other piece. Now you want to be careful because you only have a half a card front to put your piece on. So you only want to put adhesive on part of it. And I'm just going to use a little bit of tear and tape. I like the tear and tape because it's easy to control and it's extra strong to make sure that nothing starts coming apart. So I want to make sure we put it on the right side of this card piece. And then we're going to stick it on the card. Oops. And I sort of just push this closed and then line up the edges and smooth it down. Oh my gosh, I love the fun colors on this card. Let's celebrate you. Happy birthday. Isn't that just the cutest? You guys, this Hey Birthday Chick, like I said, is so cheap right now. I'll have the link in the video description, but just a reminder, the stamp set is on sale for $16.80. And the dies are on sale for $13.50. So it's crazy. It's so good. So if you like these birthday chicks as much as I do, make sure to snap them up because they're only available while supplies last in my online store at juliedavison.com/shop. Same thing with this fun Brights designer paper. Make sure you pick up a package of that too. It's really fun with this stamp set, but then just in general. And all the color families, the neutrals, the regals. And so if you're looking for some good plaids, there's a nice plaid pattern. So all the paper packs are going to have that plaid pattern. There's another one. Oh, another crazy good deal is the Handsomely Suited. I'm not going to show that one tonight, but that was another one that stuck out to me. Handsomely Suited. The stamp set is 50% off, making it $10.50. And then the suit and tie dies are also 50% off. Let me find that one really quick. Suit and tie dies, 50% off, $16. Like, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Okay, there's our first card. I love that. Hey, birthday chick. Now for our next card, we're also going to do some fun colors. I wanted to show you, I've got so much going on in my desk. We'll move that over. Okay, I wanted to tell you about my upcoming online class, and my online classes are free. You can watch on YouTube, and I'll be making 5 cards using the Rainbow of Happiness stamp set. I love this one. The dies were kind of on back order for a while. I think they're low inventory again, but you can still get them right now that I know of. That's not the dies. That's a different set of dies. Here are the dies. Coordinating dies. So in the class, I'll be making 5 different cards using the bundle, the stamp set, and the dies. This is from the January through June catalog, and I'm also using the Sunshine and Rainbows designer paper. Now, you might have gotten this as a celebration gift in January or February with a qualifying order. You will get 1 each of all 12 different patterns in the card kit, along with some pre-cut cardstock. You'll need to cut from the designer paper for your cards, but I'll lead you through that in the online class. And I'll also have a PDF with instructions that you can purchase if you don't want to get the card kit. I have punched some of the shapes like the cloud and things like that, and included some ribbon in there. So between what's cut here for you and the designer paper, you'll be able to make all 5 cards. Now, after I made the cards and made my graphic, I was working on the kits, and I really didn't like this card. So I redesigned it today while I was working on the card kits. I'm going to show you the card. It's not terrible. I just wasn't in love with it. So I struggle with white card bases, honestly. That's I think where I was really struggling with, and I just felt like it wasn't enough. So I redesigned the card today, and I really love the new version of it. And I love it because it is so bright and so colorful. So here's your sneak peek. This is one of the 5 cards. This one is not, although you could choose to use your designer paper and make a similar card to that. But this is going to be one of the cards that we make. I love the inside too. This will be one of the cards that we make during the Rainbow of Happiness. So this is that's going to be that corner. And there's your sneak peeks of the other one. I've been showing you this one too. This is one of the cards, the diorama. So I'm going to show you how to make that during the online class, which is going to be Monday, April 4th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Central Time. So make sure to tune in to the YouTube Live. That is coming up really fast. That's a week from Monday. If you would like to stamp along with me, you can reserve a card kit at tinyurl.com/MAR for March 2022 SOTM, which stands for Stamp of the Month. Okay, so get your card kit, reserve it now. I'll be sending out invoices, and then I'll be sending out kits. I really hope to have them ready tomorrow, but if they don't get mailed out tomorrow, then I think I'll be able to start mailing on Saturday and Monday at the very latest. So definitely make sure that you reserve your card kit so you can stamp with me. So tonight I wanted to make a different card. This is not one of the cards that are in the kit, but I wanted to make a different card using the Rainbow of Happiness and we're actually not going to use any of the dies. Okay. I just wanted to use the stamp set and show you another idea for this for this fun set because I was just having so much fun with the colors. I love the bright colors. And so I used a different pattern from the paper. This is not one that we're using in the class. And actually, I have a bunch of these circles left over because I die cut the big circle for the dioramas. So I'm using that circle and an extra piece of the designer paper. And the size for the paper is 2.5 inches by 5 inches. And so that's going to go on the front. And then we're going to have, there should be, oops, I think I need to punch one. We're going to use the cloud punch. And we're going to punch out a cloud. The cloud punch is not part of the Rainbow of Happiness bundle, but it goes really well with it. And you can get this in the online store along with the Rainbow of Happiness. Now, if you're doing the class, there are some cards that have where we're punching out the designer paper. So it's handy to have the cloud punch if you're signing up for the class. If you don't, you can hand cut these, fussy cut them from the paper, and that won't be a problem. So there is some cloud punch outs from that paper that we're going to be using. On this card, we're just going to use one with white, and we're going to do some stamping on the white cardstock. So I've got my colors from the designer paper. We're using Melon Mambo, Bumblebee, and Bermuda Bay. Carol's asking if something from the mini is not in the new catalog, is it for sure retiring? I don't want to say like for 100% sure. In the past, that is, yes, what it has meant. The July through December catalog does have a carryover list of things that are carrying over into the next July through December catalog. And Stampin' Up! Has never done that with the January through June catalog. This mini catalog, the January through June, does go through June 30th. So we still have 3 more months of it to go. So it's possible that toward the end of the catalog period, Stampin' Up! Might say, it's not in the annual catalog, but we are going to carry over these things until the next January through June catalog. They've not done it before. There's not a precedence, but it's possible that it could happen. So I don't want to say for 100%, that if it's not in the annual catalog, it will retire, because I don't know that for sure. But if I had to guess, I would say yes, that if it's not in the annual catalog, it's likely going to retire. Eva, I see your question about can anyone watch the Rainbow class? And yes, it will be a YouTube live. That's a public video, so anyone can watch the Rainbow of Happiness class. I hope that even if you're not stamping along at home, you'll tune in and watch and, see what we have to make. That would be awesome. And Christina just got those dies with her celebration credit. That is awesome. I'm having, cancel. Sorry, there was a little pop-up that came on my on my screen. Okay, let's see. I think I got your questions. Jenny, the card kit is $20. And then if you need to have it shipped to you, there is a $5 charge for first class postage or $8 for priority mail. If you live local to me in Central Illinois, you're welcome to do a porch pickup for free. I need to grab some grid paper, so let me do that. Oh, I'm tripping over everything. Okay. The card kit, by the way, does include the PDF. If you want to purchase the PDF separately, it is $10, and it will be available in my Etsy store. The plan was for it to be available tomorrow, but I'm kind of running out of time, and I can't guarantee that it will be ready tomorrow. So by Monday at the very latest, the PDF will be ready. We have some plans to see the kids. All the kids are participating in some sporting events in the next few days, and so we are going to be running around to see all their sporting events, and so I just can't guarantee I can't guarantee work. But we're excited. Claire's softball season is starting, and the state archery tournament is this weekend, so it's exciting. All right, I'm using those colors I said, Melon Mambo, Bumblebee and Bermuda Bay, and I pulled the color combination from the designer paper. So that's why I chose these. And I did a version where the colors were not in rainbow order, and I didn't like it. There are some cards in my card class that they're not all in rainbow order, and like, I don't know, I'm okay with it, but for this card, I tried like the yellow, pink, blue, and I just couldn't do it. I was struggling. All right, there are lots of dies. Let me bring them in. There's lots of dies in the rainbow bundle, but none of them die cut the stamped image. Where did those dies go? Here we go. They are like this die cuts big rainbow stripes like this card. And this does a scallop edge. This one looks like it might coordinate, but it's actually cuts really skinny strips. So it's not the same size. It doesn't match, but we do have some cloud dies in there. So these are all kind of like independent of the stamp images. We're going to use a lot of these dies, almost all of them, in the card class. So I'm going to show you lots of ideas using the rainbow dies. This is not one of the card class cards, but this is one that I did in a project playback, the corner pocket card. I'll add a link to the video description. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. I love the way this turned out. It's just a little like 2.5 inch square, I think maybe 3 inches with, you know, cut diagonally and then the card tucked inside. I know, right? This is also using the Rainbow of Happiness designer paper and then the supple shimmer paper there. Okay, so our card we're cutting out because there are not dies that cut the stamped image. So we're going to cut across. And when I was making this card ahead of time, I cut out the middle, but I ultimately liked it better with the white left in. So if you're stamping your rainbows, you can cut through the middle, or you can keep it solid. Not perfect. No. Oh no, I gotta have this again. I was looking for the contrast against the table, and I can see some of my rough edges. Okay, so this is going to go on the front of the card, but I want to add a little stamping on the inside. So while I have my stamps dirty, I'm going to stamp another rainbow off the edge of the card here. So let's add this. Just a little peek of the rainbow. These rainbow stamps are a little bit big, and you could stamp it like right up here in the center and still have some room on the bottom to write, but I wanted to have just kind of a peek of the rainbow without, you know, having it overwhelm the inside of the card. And then the Bermuda Bay. I should have done them at the same time. There we go. Oh, it just makes me so happy. I just love these colors. Okay. We're almost ready to put our card together. I just need to stamp the sentiment. I have a little piece of Bumblebee, and I'm using the sentiment that says, "You make me happy." And we're going to do this in black ink. I'm not sure how much I like Bermuda Bay on yellow, so I need the contrast. Now what I did there, it might seem weird that I put it the yellow cardstock on the white, but I was having a hard time seeing the cardstock because my desk is such a similar color. And so as I was trying to line this up, because the black took up the whole piece of cardstock, it really was hard for me to differentiate the cardstock from the desk. So I put it on something that had more contrast, like the white cardstock, and then I could see a little bit better where my yellow cardstock was. So just a little trick, if you're trying to stamp on a little piece, make sure that you have some contrast underneath it so you can get a better idea of where it's at. All right, let's assemble our card. Melon Mambo is the card base color, and I struggled a lot because the designer paper, according to the back of the package, has a lot of Magenta Madness, but I'm going to show you the Magenta Madness cardstock. This is a color that's retiring, but I really struggle with the brightness of this color. And so I chose to use Melon Mambo for the cardstock and the ink in all of my class cards because I just liked the color and how it worked with the other colors a little bit more. So like here's Magenta with the pieces that we're doing. Like it's just almost obscenely bright, and I just feel like it kind of is a little bit more subdued but still bright with the Melon Mambo. So that's why I chose that color. Yes, thank you so much, Susan, for saying that. Family does come first. And so sometimes it's crazy with 4 kids. And our days are a little crazy. Sometimes even during the week, our nights are our nights are also crazy. But we do our best, and our kids are very, very involved, and we love watching them compete, and they're all in bands, so we love watching them play their concerts. It's just been such a joy. I'm using my little trick of holding down the ribbon with some tear and tape. I just find that is the easiest way to kind of keep the ribbon in place where I want it. Then I'm going to arrange the rainbow. I want that to be at an angle. There we go. The rainbow and the cloud, and then I'm going to add the You Make Me Happy. So we're going to arrange all of those, and then they're going to come onto the card in one little collection of embellishment items. So let's get these put on here. I'm trying to decide where to use Stampin' Dimensionals, and I think, well, because we have the ribbon there, I always like to have dimensionals when it's covering something bulky like the ribbon. So I'm going to add that first. And then I don't need the cloud to be double dimensioned, so I'm only going to put the dimensional here on this side and then add some adhesive. So now the cloud is on the same plane as the rainbow and elevated from the circle. And next I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals under the tag. So you have to kind of be strategic with your Stampin' Dimensionals. It's really easy to kind of get carried away and put them on everything, but that ends up making your card be really bulky and sometimes have some issues going through the mail and needing extra adhesive. So I've limited my Stampin' Dimensionals to 2 layers, under the rainbow and the cloud and under the label. And then because this is flat with no ribbon, I am going to add this onto the card with regular adhesive. So this is going to go right there. Oh, I just love the way this card turned out. So again, this is an extra card design. This is not part of the card class. And you can see we're using a lot of the same colors though, because we're using the same designer paper. So we've got some Bermuda Bay. Here's a version of the rainbow that has an extra layer with the green. And then we have some alternative colors. I really love that blue, green, and yellow rainbow. And this one too, with the darker colors there. And then of course the card I gave you a little sneak peek on does use that alternate color version of the yellow and the pink and then the blue. So that is the replacement card for that one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's our card for tonight. I really love the way that turned out, and I feel like I can make some bright, cheerful cards to send to some friends just because cards. I love that. Leave a comment and let me know when was the last time you sent a card? What kind of card was it? I hope that you're sending lots of mail. I know some of you are doing the 40 cards in 40 days challenge for Lent. I think that's so awesome. This is such a great opportunity for us to reach out to family and friends that we haven't seen in a while, share some encouraging words and your beautiful handmade art with them. Okay, are you guys ready for our last card? We made a card with the birthday chick I've lost the card already. We've made a card with the birthday chick. We've made a card with the rainbows. And so next up, we're going to use some flowers. This is a stamp set that is retiring. It's called Blossoms in Bloom, and it has coordinating dies, but I have to tell you that I don't necessarily care for them. I don't like detailed dies. Like, sometimes I just find them to be too fussy. And so this stamp set is really beautiful, and it coordinates where you can stamp and then layer these images on top of the stamped image. But I just love the look of the stamps by themselves, and I wanted to use my favorite punch. I'm so sad that the tailored tag punch is being discontinued. You guys see me use it all the time to punch out banners, and you can also use it to punch pointed ends. In fact, let me show you really quick the different ways you can use this punch. I wasn't planning to do this, so I don't have my pieces pulled out and prepared. So I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to cut some pieces really quick so that I have them. This is my scrap weight. Oh, this will work. I just keep all my scraps in there, and then I pull from them when I'm making a card so that I can use it really easily. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different ways to punch the ends to make like a tag, and then of course also you can just use it regular and make a punched shape like that. Okay, so here are the two ways. So the first way is you put the punch or the paper in the punch like this, and you just punch half, and so you get a banner tip. Now, I don't know if everybody else's is like this. It might be because I use it so much, but my little my little mechanism, it's broken right here, and so it always pops out, and I usually just leave it out when I'm using it, and then when I put it away, I can seal it back up. So if that is what yours looks like too, don't worry, it still functions. Okay, so the first way we put it like this. The second way, we're going to go from the inside and just tuck in the bottom into the punch. And instead of an inverted, like a banner, we get a different kind of banner with the point going down. So 3 different ways to use the tailored tag punch. And this is actually on sale right now with the last chance sale. It's on sale. And let me see how much it is. I just really am so gutted that we're losing this punch because it's such a great shape for masculine cards. It's not curly and girly, you know, it's just really versatile. Here we go. The tailored tag punch, normally $18. It's 20% off, so it's $14.40. And there's other punches that are on sale as well. The other one I'm really super sad about is the Everyday Label punch, which is also on sale for 20% off. So make sure to grab those up if you don't have them already, because it's just so versatile. I love it. Eva says you better get a new one before they're gone, like a backup for someday when this one fails. It's been a workhorse though, and even though that little trigger is having issues, like it still works just fine. So all right, we're gonna make a card using this stamp set, the Blossoms in Bloom. And we're going to use a tailored tag punch for the sentiment. Now, I didn't prepare ahead of time for this, and so I would really love to hear from you. This is going to be a pretty clean and simple card. And I haven't decided on what color we should make the flowers. So I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know what color you would like to see. Maybe I should give you some choices. I always like my projects to coordinate. So should we use yellow or pink or maybe, oh gosh, I don't know. I also really could see like a pool party flower. That would be really pretty too. Oh, the other thing we want to do is we want to add some leaves. And so I don't want to forget about the leaves, and we'll have some green. So Blossoms, page 20. I'm just looking up my little my inspiration. So here is the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set. So I just love this. We're not going to have the die cuts on there. We're just going to do the simple stamping. So this is yellow with Calypso Coral and Garden Green. And I love the yellow. Maybe we will just use some yellow with the coral and the green. Bumblebee is going away, and I'm so sad. Oh, I'm missing some comments again. Susan says, yellow, pink, blue, pear pizzazz. Yes. Pool party with a dark center. Ooh, I love that. Pool party. Michelle says pool party. Tony says blue or purple. Jenny says Highland Heather. Oh, that would be pretty. I really am feeling the pool party. Let's do some pool party. Oh, with some Misty Moonlight centers. Yes. Oh, I am going to miss Misty Moonlight. And then we can do some Just Jade leaves. Or do we think those are going to be too dark? Well, we will find out. Pool party or balmy blue? I think maybe balmy blue. This stamp is massive, and so you're going to need the biggest block that you have, the biggest block that we have. Hopefully you have this one. And if you don't have it, you can also use the Stamparatus to stamp this image, because it's kind of big and bulky to use the big block. So if you have the Stamparatus, that's always a good thing to use as well. I don't know why I don't use it more. Honestly, I'm lazy. If I can be honest with you, that is why I don't use it, because I just don't think about it, and I usually just like put it together and stamp. Last color renovation. Oh, Jennifer says, maybe Bumblebee and Misty Moonlight will reappear someday in a future color renovation. I really hope so. We're overdue for a color revolution, and no, a color renovation, color refresh. They've called it some different things over the years. We're overdue, and I really am hopeful that we'll see these colors come back. I'm pulling from my box. I just have some pieces that are pre-cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and so I'm going to use those. And after we do our stamping, you'll have to help me decide on a card base color. But let's do. Let's bring in our stamp pad here. You know, suddenly I'm feeling like we could add in some like some yellow. Oh, that would be really pretty too. Okay, let's get these down first. We're doing Balmy Blue, which is a little bit darker than Pool Party, and we're going to stamp this. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go right in the middle. And sometimes with these big stamps, like I kind of pick it up and give it a little rub to make sure all those middle pieces connect with the cardstock. That is the perk about using the Stamparatus, is if you don't get it all the first time, you can go right back over it and get the full image. So I should use it more. Okay, so we've got that piece for the front, and then I'm going to do just a little bit on the inside as well, so that we have a little bit of that flower coming through. And then for the center, we're going to use Misty Moonlight. Oh, this is so pretty. And we're going to use Just Jade for the leaves. I'm cheating and looking at the catalog for inspiration on where to put the leaves. Oh, this one I guess was kind of over a little bit. Oh, you know what? I kind of like that. Maybe we want to have a little bit more space around our our card. So I'm actually going to go 3.5 inches, and I'm going to cut some off the top. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. And maybe we'll add a layer underneath that. Okay, so this is going to be, we're going to do the leaves. I'm going to do just the 3 because we're going to have the punched. We're going to use the tailored tag punch. Ooh, let's do the yellow on the punch and do that pop of yellow. I'm pulling from my larger scrap basket of colored cardstock that's underneath the table, and I'm going to punch a So Saffron piece, and we're going to do with the darker Misty Moonlight, Thinking of You. So if I didn't already say it, one of the things that I really love about this the stamp set is all the different words. So we have happy birthday, thinking of you, sure do miss you, hello, thank you, I like you a lot, get well soon. So I feel like there's just a lot of versatility in this set. And I say it all the time. Thinking of you is like the perfect sentiment to go on any card, because you can be thinking of somebody when they're sick, you can be thinking of someone on their birthday, like you can be thinking of somebody for any occasion, and it works perfect. I'm doing a, oh no, we didn't use Pool Party, we used Balmy Blue. That's not the right color. I think I'm gonna have to cut one. Okay, so we got Balmy Blue cardstock, and we're going to do a little Pool Party layer. Okay, so we cut this one to 3.5 by 4 3/4. So this is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. I'll put the measurements in the video description for you. This is going to perfectly layer on there. And then the card base, I always like to score first at 4 1/4, and then I'm going to cut at 5 1/2. So I've got 2 card bases, and I can either make 2 cards, or I can save the other one and use it for another card later on. I have a whole basket of just card bases. Okay, this is going to go on the inside. If you want, you could layer that even more by putting another piece of Misty Moonlight underneath it. I know some people really like to layer out. I always keep mine simple, and by having one less layer, it just makes it that much easier to mail without being too bulky. So I choose not to, but you could always add another blue layer on the inside as well. So this is going on the Misty Moonlight, really making those flowers pop. And then we're going to do the Thinking of You with a little tag. Now, sometimes this happens where the cardstock is not exactly 8.5. And so when you, let's see, when you do your scoring, sometimes it ends up being, I don't know if this is going to be successful. I want to move it over and make this be the front since it's longer. But there is just like a little adhesive there. I think it's going to work. It's going to be fine. So this is this is going to go here on that side, and then this is going to get covered up. Now, if the other issue, or the other way you could fix it, is just to trim with scissors and then make them even, but I like to tear it apart instead. I always got to do things the hard way, right? Okay, so this is going right in the center, and we're going to add our tag, that tailored tag punch. Oh my gosh, do you guys have that punch? Do you have that tailored tag punch? And if you don't, you need to get that one. Even on a card with flowers, like, it's just such a nice shape. I like it because it's different than other shapes that we have. I'm going to go off the edge just a little bit. I like going off the edge like that a little bit, kind of adding some interest to the card. Yeah, I know, Margot, that's choice tonight. Oh, so this was really clean and simple. We used the Blossoms in Bloom. This is a stamp set that's retiring, and it does have coordinating dies if you like the detailed die look. I like it just as it is, though. I just think it's really beautiful and easy to create, you know, this look. Now, I want to point out that the stamp is made so that some of it is darker and some of it is lighter. That's just sort of the distinctive look. So when you're stamping and you have some darker spots, that's normal. It's supposed to be like that. So let's take a quick review, and I would love for you to tell me which of the cards we made tonight is your favorite. We started with the Hey Birthday Chick, and then we made some rainbows, and then we ended with the clean and simple flower card. Were you inspired by any of the cards that I shared tonight? Leave a comment and let me know which of these you would duplicate at home. Which one is your style? Which one are you drawn to? And if you were inspired to buy anything tonight, whether you're buying from yourself, buying from somebody else, or buying from me, I would love to know. Tell me, tell me if you changed your mind about something that I shared. It always just makes me it makes me laugh. I love being able to inspire and enable you. Maybe I shouldn't admit that. I love that. I love when I can show you something that will inspire you, and so that's what it's not coming out right. You know what I mean. I hope that I have inspired you to use what you have or to get something new. And you know, you can do that in my online store at juliedavison.com/shop. After tonight's live, please look in the comments. I will add this version of the Last Chance list, which has easy to read, and I highlighted the sale items. It also has my host code and shopping link there at the top. So if you'd like to place an order with me, you can do that. If you're ordering less than $150, please use the host code, because I used the host rewards from the pooled orders to get the free gifts that I send out at the end of the month with the bonus project kit. So I like to spoil you, and using the host code lets me do that. Lets me spoil you. So, all right, you guys, that's going to be it for me today. Make sure to tune in on Sunday for Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. Also, Tom's got a video that he's working on, so hopefully we'll get that up over the weekend. I hope after the archery tournament. I think he's going to work on that. So looking forward to sharing that with you. Have a great week and a weekend, and I'll see you next time. Happy stamping.